Hello everyone, welcome back to another week of ABA with Vic. Before we begin with this week's topic, go ahead and click the subscribe button so that every week you can get weekly updates of ABA with Vic. A few weeks ago, I uploaded a video on taking ABC data. We went over and defined what is ABC. The A stands for antecedent. Antecedent being what happened before the behavior. B stands for behavior, and finally, C stands for consequence. Remember, when taking data, you have to be really accurate. When taking ABC data, you have to be really precise and accurate on what happened and how you responded or how someone else responded to the behavior. So that when other people see the data, they can have a visual representation of what happened on the event. Taking ABC data is very important. You can take ABC data on appropriate behaviors as well as maladaptive behaviors. The purpose of taking ABC data is to help individuals working with individuals with maladaptive behaviors or individuals with autism. There are different purposes of taking ABC data. One of them is just to collect data. Another purpose of taking ABC data is to see if the individual is either making progress or not making progress. Another reason to take ABC data is to find out the function of the behavior. Is the individual engaging in maladaptive behavior due to sensory or automatic, escape, attention, or an access to a tangible? By taking ABC data, you are able to get an idea of what is the function of the behavior. Every week I read the comments and the questions that you have. Some of you leave me a comment down below, or others send me an email. For this topic, I got a question asking, what would be the antecedent and consequence for a student who constantly opens the class door without permission? This is a great question. So the antecedent will be basically what happened before. The student doesn't really have to engage in maladaptive behavior. The student could just be sitting down. Anything that happened before the behavior is the antecedent. So let's say, for example, that the student was just sitting down, and then all of a sudden the student stands up and opens the classroom door. So the antecedent would be the student was sitting on the desk. The behavior would be student stands up and opens door. And the consequence would be anything that you did. Whatever you responded or how you responded to the individual opening the door, that would be your consequence. So you can write, staff directed student to sit down in their desk, and that would be your consequence. Remember that you want to be very descriptive on what actually happened. If you're unclear, you can ask someone else to get clarification of what was going on. By taking data, you are able to report this type of behavior to other staff that you might report to. And then by doing so, you can come up with a plan. By taking data, you are able to direct your staff and say, okay, when the student opens the door without permission, we're going to prompt the student to appropriately ask for permission, either by raising their hand or getting the attention of a staff member appropriately. So this will be up to you to decide. Always remember when taking ABC data that the data is reliable. This means that the data you are taking is true. Let's say you're taking ABC data on individuals who are engaging in maladaptive behaviors to have access to something. If they are pushing or shoving, you want to take data on that. You want to make note that the student or the individual is behaving in such a manner. If the behavior is consistent, then talk to your team about how can we respond or how can you respond to these type of behaviors. By showing your ABC data, you are able to come up with a behavior plan. This behavior plan could outline how the staff is going to address the behaviors of the student or the individual. You don't want to add more information or take away information to make the student seem bad. ABC data will help the staff and the student as well. Remember, when implementing strategies, we want to be very proactive and also help support the student be successful. Let's take another example. Let's say that the student has actually been doing really well on his program and you're collecting ABC data. And finally, one day he has a really bad day and starts engaging in maladaptive behavior, engages in SIB or self-injurious behaviors. You want to make note of that. Just because the individual has made progress doesn't mean that the student can have a little setback. This is okay. You still want to continuously take accurate data on what happened. Something you don't want to do is not notice or not know the behavior that happened, either if it's aggression, pushing or shoving, or having SIB or self-injurious behaviors. This is important so that we could see, or other individuals could see, that behaviors might occur again. By taking ABC data, you are helping the student and also your team. So remember, talk to your team about collecting ABC data. Remember to create a chart and outline what happened before the behavior. Also outline the behavior itself and also the consequence. This will help you assist your student or your child. Remember, when taking ABC data, you don't apply any feelings. It's just very concrete and to the point. Something that you don't want to put is, for example, students seem sleepy. That is not an observable behavior. Something that you could actually write is, student was yawning throughout activity, and if the student was actually stating, I'm tired, you could write that. Student said, quote, I am tired, end quote. You really want to be precise on what happened and what any of the staff members said or what the student said. Remember that we want to write observable data so that if anyone else sees this data, they are able to imagine what happened. It is important to know what happened before. Maybe there are some triggers in the environment that's causing the behavior to occur. If this is the case, then be proactive and remove these stress triggers that are causing your student or your child to engage in maladaptive behavior. Remember that ABC data can be taken in appropriate behaviors. If the student or the child is engaging in appropriate behaviors, remember to reinforce continuously this behavior so that the student can engage in this appropriate behavior even more. So this will be all for this week, and thank you very much for submitting your questions and comments every week. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me at ABAwithVic@gmail.com or tweet me at ABAwithVic. And remember to make this week ABAzing. This has been ABAwithVic, and as always, thank you for watching. Congratulations to 2 announced winners of this month's giveaway. The third winner is Cam Shields. Thank you very much, Cam Shields, for coming in every week and seeing these videos and commenting and giving us feedback on how can we improve on our videos. And thank you so much for your support. And as always, thank you for watching.